Hey, what's up outlaws, Khraze here with another Red Dead Online video, and in today's video I'm going to go over some of the best achievements you can complete in the online for massive XP gains and even gold nuggets. Now I'm not going to go over the obvious ones that you can complete as you play anyway, like the 1000 enemy kills or traveling for certain distances and whatnot, but instead I'm going to go over the ones that are not that obvious and that require a bit of extra attention to complete. Don't worry though, all of these achievements that I'm about to show you are super easy to complete and it won't take you longer than, let's say, like an hour or two to do all of them. So without further ado, let's get to it. Coming up at number 1 in the Sharpshooter category, while most of the achievements require you to kill like 1000 enemies or so, there's a few of them that are instead quite easy to pull off and less time consuming. The one that I'm going to go over today is the one that requires 100 bow headshots achievement, which is one of the easiest you can do, taking into account the fact that the bow is by far one of the most precise weapons in the game. There are many ways to complete this one. You can go on a rampage in town against the law, but I find myself to use it quite often against hideouts, against ambushes, simply because it's so satisfying to pull them off. But if you want to do this achievement in less than 20 minutes, then simply head over to the rooftop over in Saint Denis, where we used to do the XP farming method, and kill the lawman over there. The abundance of police officers and the easy positioning will make you complete this one in no time, but you will have to resupply like 3 times or so in order to do all of them, because you can only hold like 40 arrows at a time. Moving on to the hunting category, one of my favorite achievements in the game is the one that requires you to kill at least 2 animals at the same time using explosives. In fact, there's even an XP farming method surrounding this achievement, and you can like reset it multiple times in order to complete it and get all of the XP from it. But the easiest way to do this one is to simply find a body of water with an abundance of fish in it and then just throw a stick of dynamite right in the middle of the school. There are a lot of places where you can do this one, including the river outside of Valentine. Flatiron Lake is also a good one, and if you check my previous video, you can also do the mystical infinite fish fountain over in Saint Denis, and you can make all of the fish spawn there very quickly, throw a couple of dynamites, and then you're going to like do this achievement in no time. I believe it took me like 10 minutes to do 3/4 of it, and then I just went over to Valentine to do the rest of it just so I can put it in this video. But the choice is yours, you can do however you want it. I'm just putting out all of the methods you can achieve it, and I'm certain there's a lot of lakes, a lot of rivers where you can do this one. Coming up next, we have 3 super easy achievements in the travel category that will reward you in total about 1500 XP, and the only thing they require is for you to travel on your horse from one point to another. The first one requires you to travel from Valentine to the town of Strawberry in 3.5 minutes, and since there's no shortcut to be taken here, all you need to do is position yourself in the town of Valentine on the outskirts, set up a waypoint straight over to Strawberry, give your horse a nice little dose of horse testosterone, and then follow the road up until you reach your destination. The more bonding level you have with your horse, the better, and also remember to calm it every once in a while, as that will give you a stamina boost. I believe it's like 10 or 15 seconds cooldown, so it's definitely super useful. The next one is Emerald Ranch to Braithwaite Manor, and this one requires you to complete the track in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Much like how the previous one was, begin from the outskirts next to the barn or the fencer, and then head over to the main house in the Braithwaite estate. And obviously there's a few corners you can cut and skip, as this area is filled with hills you can skip on, so you don't need to follow the road exactly. That is the beauty of it. I think you can slash like 1 whole minute from the entire track just by going in a straight line. Again, use the horse tonics in conjunction with calming him, and try not to hit anything because there's a lot of stuff on the way. It's super easy to hit it, and I found it to reset the achievement. Even though I was still under the minute mark, it still didn't count for me because I think it was reset when I fell off my horse. But yeah, if you don't fall, it's going to count, and you don't even need to reach the house. You only need to get to the sign just outside of the oak trees that leads to it, so that is pretty awesome. And the final one in this category is the road from Coulter to the Adler's Ranch, and you need to do this one in like 1 minute and a half. Coulter is located in the northern part of the map in the Grizzly Mountains, and it's actually the first area where you settle during the blizzard in the single player campaign. From here, Sadie Adler's house is very close by with a continuous road leading to it, so it's going to be super easy for you to do. Repeat the same process as the previous two achievements, and once you're close to the house, the achievement should pop up and notify you just finished it. In the trade category, we have another achievement that requires you to sell 100 herbs to a doctor, and despite this sounding a little bit hard to pull off, it is actually quite easy thanks to the abundance of herbs you can find in a couple of places. One such place is right outside of Saint Denis, in the west side of it, on the shorelines, and in fact you can pretty much start next from the bridge as it's already filled with a lot of plants, and then you can just continue down the shorelines to the south and get a ton of herbs in the meantime. Similarly, both the south and the north region from Manzanita Post offers a similar if not better yield. The only downside to it is that it's a little bit far away from any city and of course from any other doctor. Regardless, the woods and the plain fields close to this location are packed with all sorts of plants that tend to be stacked 3, 4, even 5 in one single location. So you're going to get a ton of it very fast, and you won't be able to even hold all of the plants that you're able to get in this location because the limit is only 10. Personally, I have found these two to be the best, and these are the ones that I've been using the most in my playthrough. And finally, we have the horse category with a very interesting achievement that requires you to fall 10 meters with your horse and survive. I think this is Rockstar Games' way of acknowledging that at certain times, no matter how much you try the opposite, your horse will somehow still manage to throw himself off a cliff, and you as well in the process, so at least we have an achievement for that to save all of that frustration. Nonetheless, the best way and the easiest spot to do this, and the one that I've used, is the one outside of Valentine on one of the cliffs that leads to the river. In fact, the entire area here is elevated compared to the river, which means that there's going to be an easy 10-meter fall for you. So what I did is I stacked up on health potions and food for me and my horse, and then proceeded to do a leap of faith. Of course, I was lucky enough to get the achievement on my first try, which is super cool, but the horse unfortunately did not make it. Yeah, he died, which makes me believe that this achievement only requires you, the player, to survive the fall and not the horse himself, but not a big deal though, as I was able to revive him soon after and we pretty much be done with it. And that's kind of the list for today, guys. This video was a little bit shorter. I am planning to not post for like a couple of days because, well, it's Christmas, there's family, there's friends I need to take care of, so obviously I won't be able to post anything, but I'm going to be back with fresh forces soon after, and yeah, I cannot wait to see you guys again. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, a like and a subscribe would be super appreciated. Also, don't forget to activate the notification button, and I will see you guys next time or next year, I don't know. But anyway, peace out.